We are here for our status hearing today. We are conducting this through Zoom, and we are live streaming at this time, and Ms. Goodman is making our record this morning. Okay, we'll go ahead and take your announcements.
Megan Schulte, attorney for the department. Permanency specialist is Yolanda Novak, supervisor Marvell Collins.
Monica Olivas and Heidi Herrera with CASA.
Brooks Barfield, I'm representing Jose. He is present, and I'm here as ready, obviously.
Tristan McDaniel, guardian ad litem for the children.
Okay, and Ms. Rodriguez is present. I still don't have Ms. Riley, but I'll watch for her. And then, of course, Casa's with us. So, okay. Then, Ms. Novak, I think you're the one. Oh, here comes Ms. Riley. Let me let her in real quick. Okay, we've got her connected. All right, Ms. Riley is present with us now. Okay, then, Ms. Novak, I guess if you'll give us an update, where are we on everything?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me. Emory and Ivory, they're doing well in placement. Ivory was scheduled for a sleep study and the doctor had canceled it and rescheduled it. I don't know the date that it has been rescheduled for yet. I'm planning to see them today. So I'll get that updated once I see them. I've met with Jose and Rebecca and they have signed their family plans and hopefully getting started on their plans of service.
Okay, great. All right, anything else to report?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm sorry, where are you were kind of hard to hear there for a little bit. Where are the children placed?
They are placed with paternal grandmother in Stratford.
Okay. All right, and what kind of visits are we doing?
They are doing weekly in-person visits, and then we're doing every other week is virtual visits to help accommodate the parents.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. Weekly in person, and then they add in a virtual, or just every other week?
It's in person every other week, and then
Okay.
the week that's not in person, they do virtual. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure I understood you. Okay, very good. All right then, Ms. Riley, anything to report, or you have any questions for Ms. Novak?
Nope, I've talked to my client. It seems like they're on the right track. They're getting services, or he's getting all of his stuff in place, and I think things are going well.
Okay, and Mr. Barfield?
Yes, I think Jose had some questions, and if it's okay with the court, I'm just going to ask him to clarify what questions he had today, so that we can make sure that he's on the right track.
Okay, that'd be fine, Mr. Vallis. If just one question at a time, let's address one thing at a time.
And I can do it that format too, Judge.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Mr. Vallis, you sent me a text with some questions. What is the first question that you have regarding what you're supposed to be doing?
No, I just wanted to make sure I was notified whenever I got the services scheduled for me.
Okay.
That was it, sir.
Okay. Do you have your caseworker's phone number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What would you, after the hearing, would you please send a text or contact your caseworker, and I'm sure they can provide you all the information you need to get you off and running.
That's good.
Okay. Is that all you had today?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and then Ms. McDaniel?
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have a recommendation today?
Yes, Your Honor. I would recommend that they stay with fraternal grandmother until services can get started and completed. The last I spoke with the children, they seem to be doing good.
Okay, thank you. All right, and CASA.
I agree with Ms. McDaniel also with the recommendations with their grandmother to stay there and their services to be done as parents.
All right. Okay, does anybody have any questions about service plans? Okay, then, this is time where I have to tell Mr. Vallis and Ms. Rodriguez some things. So, you all you're off to a good start. You've read through your service plans, you've signed them. You obviously at this point know what we're expecting you to do. So by law, I need to tell you that failure to work those services can mean the children don't go home. In worst case scenario, it can mean termination of your parental rights. So while on its face, that may seem kind of like a harsh penalty for not finishing your services, the truth is the law provides for that. And I have to do that every week. You know, I have to terminate some parents' rights because they didn't work through their service plan. You know, and I really just hate to do that because when you really break it down, it's pretty simple. Y'all, you know, there's a reason you got here. We need to get you out of that place and into a better place. And the best way to do that is to work through your service plan. So you both understand the consequences of not working your services. Okay, they're both muted, but they're both nodding affirmatively that they understand that. Okay. Then at this time, I do find that it would be a continuing danger to return the children home, that parents are just beginning to engage in services. So we will watch us progress on that. When these folks ask you all to go drug screen, be sure you go do it, because failure to do that can be deemed a positive result. And we don't want that. You know, we need to know how things are going in that department. So if you've got a work conflict or something like that, you know, just talk to your permanency specialist about it. You know, just make them aware. The worst thing you can do is not return their call or their text message. So just stay in communication with them, stay in communication with your lawyer. I will order the service plan as an order of the court today. And I will order the department to continue to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. So we will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the children's current placement. I'm happy there with family. And to the parents, that always makes things easier in many respects. You know, it will help us facilitate more visitation with you all as long as things are going well. So, you know, be grateful for your family members that are stepping up and looking after the kids. All right. I will see you all back for our next hearing, and that's the initial permanency hearing. And that's scheduled for April 8th of 2025. That's on a 9 o'clock docket. Just like today, I start my morning docket at 9. You happen to be the first one on the docket this morning, so your case was at 9. But the next hearing, it may not be right at 9 o'clock. Be sure and talk to your attorneys. They will know like a week in advance what time slot you will have on the docket that morning. So for instance, if you're at work, you may not have to log in right at 9 o'clock. You know, you could be on the docket for 10 or 10:15 or 10:45. So just check with them in advance and you'll know approximately what time you need to log in. All right, I wish you both the best of luck. Get after it, and I'll see you back in April. Okay, thank y'all.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Thank you.
All right, everybody have a good day.
you too. Thank you.
You too, thank you.
With us, so hopefully we got everybody. All right, then I will call here on a review hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming and Ms. Goodman is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Jennifer Campos is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
TD Hammonds for the mother, Starla George, ready to proceed, Judge. She was hoping to join us this morning.
I think they're logged in by phone.
Great.
Jay Michelson on behalf of Raymond, the father. I believe he's present and we're ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the girls.
Okay, I just want to double check. So Ms. George and Mr. Brandt, you are both there on the phone, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We're
Okay.
both on the phone.
Okay, just want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Great. Okay. Ms. Campos, what do we have new since the court report was filed?
The kids are doing very well. Raymond and Starly are also doing very well. I am working on a reunification plan with them. As we speak, I will be staffing it tomorrow to see how we move forward. We have done a couple of unsupervised visits. Those have went really well. There was no behaviors or anything like that. Stormy was kind of whiny after the visit, but we think that it was just because it was a longer visit and she's not used to those, and it just, kind of messed with her, but she did fine other than that. She's doing well in school. She's meeting all of her milestones, everything. She's really progressed a lot. I'm very happy to see how far she's gone since she's been in school. She is able to talk a little bit more, and she can communicate somewhat with her hands. But she's doing very well. Marlene's doing very well as well. She's a happy baby. Not really much going on with her. She is walking. They tried to show me when I was there, but she didn't want to do it. She was tired, but she is walking. So that's a good thing. She's a little behind, but not, too much to worry about. She is in physical therapy and stuff like that. So they're just trying to get her caught up, but she is walking and doing everything. So mom has completed all of her services and is doing well. Dad, I believe he should only have 3 BIP classes left. They can correct me if I'm wrong, but he is almost done. We did ask them to clean up the yards before we even move forward with reunification. I have not been by to check and see if it's done. I'm going based off of their word. They said it's done. I will be going out Friday to make sure it's done. They know what needs to be in place before the girls go home. Therapies, school, everything. So I've been kind of helping them with that. So everything's going good.
Did we get a negative drug test on Dad yet?
Yes, I filed those yesterday.
Okay. Okay, great. All right. Sounds like good progress. Sounds like we're getting there. Mr. Hammonds?
Judge, I think everything's going fine. I'm looking forward to success.
Okay. We always look forward to success. All right, Mr. Michelson?
Thank you. As Ms. Campos said, things are going very well. For Raymond, I believe his last drug test was on November 29th, which was negative. I thought from the PERM report, it said that he had 2 of 2 classes remaining at BIP classes. He may actually be finished by now. I'm not sure. So looking forward to a successful end.
Okay. All right. Ms. Zavala.
Ms. Campos, I completely agree that the parents are doing very well. My one concern is just keeping these girls, the progress that they've made in terms of therapy and making sure we don't slip back on that. Would you agree that both girls were very behind when they came into care?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Stormy is currently doing speech therapy 3 times a week.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she's getting special help at school as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And then she's doing physical therapy at least 3 times a month.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have the parents had a chance to be able to go to any of these sessions and learn from these therapists about how to work with both of the girls? I think I just went over Stormy, but both of them are getting some therapy, right?
They have not. The school does the physical therapy, speech therapy, and all of that. With Stormy, I can reach out and see if they would be willing. I don't see why not, but you know how schools are for privacy issues. But I can reach out and see if they would be willing to let them, in whenever the girls have, or Stormy, sorry, when Stormy has her therapy, so that way they know exactly what to do.
Because would you agree having a therapist come in and work with the girls is very important, but almost more important is for the parents to know what they need to be doing with the girls to keep them on track to make up that progress.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so any reunification plan, is that going to include, making sure that all the therapies are set up and making sure that the parents get a chance to show that they know what they need to do with the girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness.
Ms. Zavala, you have a recommendation today?
Yes, Your Honor, I do recommend that the placement continue for right now. The parents are doing very well. This is clearly a reunification case. We just need to work on making sure that we don't lose progress as we make that transition. But I feel like we're getting there.
All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the children's current placement. Find that it is appropriate to start a reunification plan. So I'm not going to make a finding that there would be continuing danger to return the children home today. We just need to implement our plan and move forward with it. Ms. George and Mr. Brandt, I appreciate all your hard work. These continued therapies and things that Ms. Zavala has referred to, are very important if they're still recommending the kids receive those services. So I want y'all to just be on top of those things, and they'll make sure that you know about all that. So it's not like the kids are coming home today, but that we're going to start working in that direction. Okay, then I will see everybody back March 18th of 2025, and that's a 9 o'clock docket. That is our final in this case. So, I'd love to see reunification occur, so we've got some time to monitor, and maybe we won't have to extend. Okay, set for our permanency. Y'all have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming, and Ms. Goodman's making our record. All right, we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Jaleesa Bird is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the mother, Mandy Parks. I'm present ready. I guess she's not logging on.
Casey Zavala on behalf of Zoe.
All right, then. Ms. Bird, I've read the report. What do we have, if anything, new?
Yes. What we have new is mom did relapse last month. Um, she has completed most of her services except her OSAR. We are requiring that she complete her OSAR and continue to just address the relapse. We talked about her continuing some individual counseling services to address the relapse. And then Miss Zoe is doing well in her placement. She completed ECI services. She no longer needs the physical therapy or the high risk assessment. So Zoe is actually doing well and thriving at this time.
Ms. Bird, have you been able to get in touch with Little H Father John Dugan?
No, I have not. He did reach out to me. I believe he was released from jail. When I reached back out to him, I did not hear back. Mandy Parks believes that he was either in the pavilion or she's not really sure where his location is.
Okay. But we think he may have come back into Amarillo.
Yes.
Okay. When was that he reached out to you?
I know it was last month. I believe it was just a couple of weeks ago. So, or maybe right at a month.
Okay. And you said with mom's relapse, she's needs to do an OSAR. Anything else she needs to, just waiting on the recommendations from that? Or has she talked about any type of treatment? What is she looking at?
She did deny the relapse. She said she believes a friend came to visit and possibly that's how she tested positive. So we talked about just addressing just being around others. She did say she is willing to do inpatient or outpatient, just depending what her OSAR evaluation says.
Okay. And was that on a hair or UA?
It was on a hair.
Okay.
And that was completed November 26th.
Okay. And her UA came back negative. It was just her hair that was positive.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Let me ask you a couple questions about Mr. Dugan. Okay, we've eliminated a couple of dads from the case and dismissed them out.
Yeah.
So what all do we know about him? He's sort of kind of been a new development in the case in between hearings. So what do we know about him?
The last information I had, he was in Randall and Potter County Jail. He was released from Randall County, I believe, in October. He did reach out in November, and I have not heard back. That's all of the information I have from Miss Parks. I have not been able to talk to Mr. Dugan myself, but Miss Parks has been in touch with Mr. Dugan.
And Judge, we did get him served. He was in Hale County. We did get him served on 10/24.
Okay. On what date?
10/24.
Okay. Great.
I think he's just doing research, sampling the different county jails to see which one's the nicer. I don't think he's really a criminal. This is all probably a misunderstanding.
Mr. Aldridge, I appreciate your unsolicited opinion about that, as amusing as it may be. Yeah.
Some people just like the different jails.
Well, I mean, perhaps there's an app for that. I don't know. I mean, you get hotel reviews and
that's right.
Yelp, and I don't know if Yelp covers that, but I guess nothing would surprise me anymore on the internet.
If there's not an app for it, I may try to develop that. I could get rich there. Good idea.
Who's got the best food and mattresses? Okay, well, at least we've got him served. So if we can't find him to do genetic testing, we've got him served. So, all right. Mr. Eldridge, do you have anything else to add today?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Okay, then Ms. Zavala?
I guess the question for Ms. Bird would be, in light of this positive drug test, I know that mom is getting in-person visits. Is St. Francis asking to stop those visits, or because what's y'all's position?
We did increase the visits before this relapse, and so we are planning to no longer do the visits in the home just because of the concern with the drug use possibly in the home. So we will be doing 1 hour visits weekly to keep that connection with mom. I guess just due because of the level, we did not decide to discontinue, and we felt it would be harmful to Zoe since she is building a bond with her mother and grandmother. So we do plan to just do 1 hour weekly at the St. Francis office at this time.
So,
Stacy, let me interrupt you real quick. Ms. Parks is logged in and I've brought her in. She appears to be connected, although she is muted. Ms. Parks, can you unmute for me?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. All right, Ms. Parks, I'm sorry, we're about to conclude your hearing, but I can put you in a breakout room with your attorney when we get done and he can just bring you up to speed. We're just talking about your visitation. So St. Francis is going to be supervising those at the office or wherever y'all decide to do that.
I'll at wherever is okay. If they feel more comfortable doing it at the office, I'll do it there. If they feel like they can trust me or anything like that, they can continue with my house. It's more comfortable for me to do it here to take care of her. But either way, whatever you guys say, I'll do.
Okay, Ms. Bird indicated that they're going to be 1 hour a week supervised. Is that Ms. Bird?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so they can give you the specifics of that. We just need to get this new OSAR done on you and get going on some follow-up treatment maybe and a relapse prevention plan. So, in other words, we're still working with you. We want to work with you. We want to be successful and,
Yes, and I don't know, like I said, I mean, I know you guys probably hear a lot of things from people all the time. And I really don't have any idea how the hell my hair follicle came back the way that it did. I have not used, and I don't know, but I will do everything I can to fix this.
Okay. We just want to keep working with you. Make sure that if you're around people that we're using whatever, that you understand how that works and that's just, a mistake you don't make down the road.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator. I will continue the child's current placement. Fine, there would be a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. We'll get another OSAR on mom and in particular, develop that relapse prevention plan, and we'll do our supervised visits as stated by Ms. Bird. And then I'll see everybody back March 20th of 2025. That's your final. So we'll see where we're at that time. And I wish you luck, Ms. Parks. We just keep working with us. We're going to work with you. Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I did call on OSAR. I'm waiting for a call back, and I'm pretty much cutting ties with everybody. So.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
And
okay.
Judge, I just want to tell Mr. Eldridge, once this OSAR comes back and mom decides which direction we need to go with that after if any recommendations come back on that, probably into January, 1st of February, you and I'll get together and see kind of where we're going on this.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right, Mr. Eldridge, I'm gonna stick you in and Ms. Parks just in a waiting room real quick if you've got time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've got another hearing with you, the Davidson. Is it the next one or is it a skip one?
Okay.
It's a few more down.
Okay, that's perfect. Then I'll talk to her then.
Okay.
I'll
Let me
I'll relog back on.
I'll put y'all in and you can come back into this if you want to come in the session, and then I can put you in the waiting room or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Parks, you're going to get a little prompt to go to room 1. You can say join. Okay. Council, do you all need to talk? I know there's been a motion filed by Mr. Eldridge on behalf of the mother.
Mr. Eldridge and I spoke the other day for a second. Let me speak to Ms. Zavala real quick, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, we are back in.
I'm sorry, I was on the talking with Miss Katie. You know, she's just so chatty some days.
Just can't take her off, huh?
That's right. Okay. Are we ready to call it?
Believe so, Your Honor.
And then I want to hear from Mr. Eldridge on his motion. So cause we are here today scheduled for our final. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming. And Ms. Taylor is making our record today. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent Mandy Parks, and we're both present, ready. And Mandy's the mother, by the way.
Jeff Hill on behalf of the unknown father, ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Zoe.
All right, and the alleged father, Mr. Dugan, is not present. Although he was personally served October 24th of 2024. Okay, all right, any agreements to announce or anything, and then I want to check up Mr. Eldridge's motion.
No agreements at this time, Your Honor. I think we're ready to hear Mr. Eldridge.
All right, Mr. Eldridge.
So, Your Honor, I represent the mother, Mandy Parks. We're at the 12-month point in the case. She's got some disabilities. She's a little person, and so it comes with it some difficulties that she has physically. The case is primarily about drug use. She's failed a hair follicle in the past. She's went to treatment at CenterCore. That kind of blew up a little bit. She's in a wheelchair, and they told her she couldn't bring her electric wheelchair, if I understand it correctly. So she brought her manual wheelchair, and somebody was helping to push her to class. And the CenterCore people said, that's a liability issue. Don't touch her. Anyway, it kind of blew up on her. And she ended up getting kicked out of that. She's restarted treatment through the Northwest Texas Hospital, the Pavilion. She's in their outpatient program. She's done some of the counseling. She's finished her parenting classes. She's done her rational behavior class. She completed the OSAR. She's did about 12 sessions of counseling. That kind of stopped. I don't know if they wanted her to continue that or not. Her Medicaid stopped paying for the particular provider they provided. And she's never heard back from the counselor. I guess once she wasn't getting paid, didn't respond any further. And so Mandy's had some issues, but she's done pretty well. She's told me that the last time she used was back in December. We're happy to submit a hair follicle test today to ensure that her numbers are substantially lower, and hopefully not there at all, but hopefully a lot lower. But she's been making her best effort. There's still things that need to be done. She doesn't want to give up on her baby. Her baby's a little over 1 year old, and she would like to have the opportunity to complete the services and hopefully get her child returned home at some point in the future.
Child is placed with the maternal grandmother, is that correct?
I believe that's right. Yep. No, or was.
I believe Ms. Parks is still living with maternal grandmother, but baby is not placed with maternal grandmother now.
Okay, all right. Was the child placed there at one point in time?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. I believe the child has been placed with a foster home since the beginning of this case and has been in the same placement. It has been discussed about grandmother, but we haven't been able to do that because Ms. Parks still lives with grandmother. So that has not come to fruition yet.
Okay, so, is the child placed here in region?
Believe up in Tampa, maybe?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have there been in-person visits?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so while y'all were visiting, I'm looking back through Odyssey. And I don't see any referral to mediation or that y'all have gone to mediation in the case. Would that be correct?
That would be correct, Your Honor. And Mr. Eldridge and I spoke about that the other day. This one, as far as the mediation, did kind of slip past on us, and we didn't get to that.
Okay.
In an argument on it's against extension, we're opposed to an extension. My clients are at this point. I do not have. I would request if the court is looking at that, it would be a call and recess in order to mediate and to see if we can come to an agreement with mom. But due to the we've had a couple of different times where mom has relapsed throughout this case. We have some other services that, services have not been completed. And I do understand Ms. Parks has some obstacles to get over in above and beyond what some of our parents do. But there's still, we've been in this case a year and we still have not completed the services and have issues with relapsing. So if anything, we would ask a call and recess to be able to mediate and get together and see if we can work out this case before we go to the full final. Or proceed today, whatever the court would like to do.
And my argument is, Judge, she's not perfect, but she has made an attempt. In so many of these cases, parents don't do anything. She's at least trying, and she's made some progress, not all the progress that we would like, but she is making an effort, and she hasn't given up. And I think she ought to get a chance on this. I'm asking for a chance on her behalf.
Mr. Eldridge, when did she start if you know, and she may have to answer this, but when did she start the program at Northwest?
It was about 4 weeks ago.
And how long was she at Senecor?
I don't know that.
I think it was about 3 days, Your Honor, 3 or 4 days. But
I can answer it for you. I was at Senecor outpatient services for like 4 or 5 weeks.
At Senecor?
Yeah, at Senecor. I was doing the outpatients online virtually for about 4 or 5 weeks, roughly. I had an 8-week program that I had to do, and they told me I was already halfway done.
And I can kind of clarify this a little bit. When we first started the case, she did go to Senecor at the beginning, and she was there 3 days. And then once we had the relapse in December, she went to Senecor on January 20th to do the outpatient, and then she was discharged February 19th. So she was there for almost a month for outpatient.
And Judge, you mind if I ask Ms. Bird a question?
No, go right ahead.
Ms. Bird, when you say she was discharged, what do you mean by that?
Yes. So when I talked to Senecor, they said she was discharged just due to noncompliance, no calling, no showing, and not communicating her attending. We did offer transportation, and she was requested to either do Senecor or Northwest Behavioral IOP, but she did choose Senecor, and that was what was reported why she was discharged.
And I would like to say that My reason was for transportation issues. I did communicate with them and I did comply with them. I did virtually every time I went in. Yes, I had transportation issues. That's why they kicked me out. It's because of my transportation issues. Not because I wasn't being compliant or nothing like that or communicating, because I was.
Okay, well, you know, we can talk about all the water under the bridge, but what I'm really interested in is kind of where are we right now with this situation? I mean, I do think that this case is one that should be mediated. I mean, it's got a lot of, I think, possible, good resolutions. But so I want to give the time for that to happen. As a practical matter, if we call in recess, we've got to resume within 90 days. It puts, that puts some pressure on if we've got to get mediation done within that time. And then if anybody's got a problem with the setting, then we're having to make special exceptions and orders and all that kind of stuff. So because she's currently participating in the Northwest Texas program, I'm going to find extraordinary circumstances and I'm going to grant the 6-month extension in the case. Now, Ms. Parks, that doesn't mean you get 6 months. Okay. So I'm going to set the case for a final hearing on June 17th of 2025. And I'm going to order that y'all go to mediation before June 1st of 2025. Assume that's a 9:00 docket, correct, Ms. Katie?
Yes, Judge.
All right, on the 17th, that's a 9:00 docket. I'm going to order you, Ms. Parks, I'm going to order you to go drug screen today before 4 p.m. And that's going to be a hair and a UA. So if you can unmute for me, because I want you to have a clear understanding. All right. Do you ever watch baseball?
I have.
Okay. You know what 3 strikes do to you
Yes.
in baseball?
You're out.
Yeah. This is very similar. You're on strike number 2 with this rehab. If you don't successfully complete that and you don't stay clean, I really have got, my hands are kind of tied at that point. I just can't send a baby back into a home where there's active drug use. And so you really got some tough choices to make, and we've got to see that follow through. I appreciate the additional challenges that you have, but that's why I'm giving you this extra time. So, but it isn't, you don't necessarily get a full 6 months. Okay. So, we will, I'm just trying to see, are we going to we'll do kind of conduct a review hearing today, and then I think we'll be okay, won't we?
I think so, Your Honor.
Yeah. So, anyway, I just want you to understand, Ms. Parks, this is, we are down to the wire on this.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay.
Thank you,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
let's go ahead and conduct a review hearing. And, I need, Mr. Trout, if you can go ahead and give me a new dismissal date too, when you have that.
September 19th.
Okay, thank you. So new dismissal date, September 19th of 2025. Although we're set for trial before that. Okay.
Your Honor, before we get started on the review, Ms. Fronterhouse was here for the final hearing. Since we're extending doing a review, I won't need her today if we could release her.
I have no problem with that. Counsel, any objection?
No objections.
Objection.
Okay, Ms. Fronterhouse, thank you very much for your time today. Appreciate you.
When are they gonna send in for that, test that you want me to do?
Ms. Bird, I assume you'll get that out there right away.
Okay.
So as soon as we're done, you know, do you have transportation to get there today?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Okay, just be sure that you're there in advance of 4 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay, all right, Ms. Bird, if you want to give us an update, that would be great.
Yes. So Zoe doing well in her foster home. She's been in the home for about right at a year. So she's thriving. She completed her ECI services, the physical therapy services. She is taking steps and walking, trying new foods, just overall doing really well in her placement. She has weekly in-person visits with her mom, Mandy. They are still working on Mandy kind of learning how to soothe and help Zoe when she's upset, and just kind of just learning what works for Zoe and what doesn't. I know they had a pretty rough visit, and so we do have a new family support worker that is working with her and helping in those visits. Services, we do have a few services for Ms. Parks to get completed. I know it was reported she completed her individual counseling. We could not confirm those individual counseling sessions were completed. We received an email from a counselor. I've reached out, so Ms. Parks will have to complete her individual sessions if we cannot get the confirmation from the counselor that she's been seeing. She did complete an OSAR for us. We are asking that she complete a second OSAR just due to a reported relapse in February. She did complete her Padre parenting classes in the RBT class. So we did confirm that. She does have some recommendations from her psych eval that will need to be completed. In her TPC evaluation, we confirmed that she attended the initial, but she no-showed the intake interview, so she'll need to complete the TPC evaluation. And so we have a few services to get completed, and Ms. Parks has that information, and we'll work with her on transportation and getting those services completed.
Okay. Very good. All right, Mr. Eldridge, anything to add today, or questions or concerns?
No, I don't know exactly what to do with that counseling. She went to 12 sessions. That counselor stopped responding to my client as well. But we're kind of under the gun here a little bit time wise. If she's, my main thing is make sure she does the drug treatment, finish that, make sure her drug tests are clean. I just don't know if she could do all this by June. So do you want me to tell her I'm trying to figure out how to tell her to do this, prioritize, or I know the drug treatment's first, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
How many counseling sessions do you guys want her to do if we can't get that counselor to call back? She's already done 12.
I cannot confirm that she's completed 12. We have reached out as well. Mandy was not able to provide any documentation that she did complete the 12 sessions. So we're just asking that she get her individual either from her counselor that she did complete those 12, or she will have to start with a counselor to complete those services.
Who's the counselor? Who's the counselor we can't get in contact with?
It's Andrea Cooper.
Well, there's this little thing called the subpoena ducis tecum.
Mm-hmm.
So I think somebody ought to be issuing Ms. Cooper a subpoena ducis tecum for those records. Did mom sign a release on those records?
She did not. She originally told me she was doing individual sessions with Jennings Counseling. And when I reached out to Jennings Counseling, they did not have any record of her completing services with them. And then Ms. Parks added that she was doing over 20 sessions with Andrea Cooper. So we just recently received that information.
So, Mr. Eldridge, you probably need her to sign a release of that, a HIPAA release for that information with this counselor. Was this a counselor contracted with St. Francis or just somebody she was seeing on her own?
I believe it was someone she was seeing on her own. We originally yeah, we're told Jennings Counseling.
I was doing it on my own because of the fact of my Medicaid covering for it.
Because
And,
what?
my Medicaid, my insurance covered for the sessions. That's why
Okay.
I did it through the website that I was on.
Was this counselor somebody here locally?
Nah, no, it's from a website called Grow Therapy. I don't know if you guys
Might
ever
be
heard
a
of that.
problem with a subpoena then.
I mean, I don't know exactly where she's located at herself, but I do know that if you go on the website, I sent the link and everything to her. She's on that website. And I gave every information about her, how to get in contact with her. That's all I know. I mean, I could try to contact her on the website, maybe see if I can get her to answer.
Yeah,
I tried emailing her, but she never responded.
I think you ought to send her an email that says it's very, very important that you talk to her and find out and get some sort of confirmation about the counseling that you did. Otherwise, I mean, we've got nothing, and so that does probably mean we need to get you back in with somebody.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. I'll get right on that right now. And if not, I'll see if I can get a counselor at my outpatient where I'm at now.
That's the other thing I was going to say. I mean, surely you are getting, I mean, there's surely a counseling component to your treatment.
Yeah, I mean, because they have they printed out a paper for me that I sent to Jaleesa and the supervisor, and it's stating the fact that they do counseling.
Okay, Ms. Bird, is that going to be sufficient, you think?
So in the outpatient, the counseling component to that is usually the drug and alcohol part of the counseling. We would like her to attend a different individual counseling that kind of addresses the past history of, domestic violence relationships, reasons for removal.
Realistically, it does help with the mental part of it too. Like we talk about other stuff, not just drug and alcohol. So,
Judge, if I may, Your Honor, I think we've had a lot of this in this case that we've been told she's doing some stuff or working in services, but we have no verification of any of that and haven't been able to get in touch with the people for it, which was part of our reason for not wanting to agree earlier. But, part of mom services is, mom's required to do these things and to put forth an effort on it. If we don't have verifications that mom completed these, their certificates, the paperwork from the counselors, the notes, the release of informations, we provide the access for mom to do those things. If she's not doing those things, that is the biggest issue. And so we need the verification that she's doing the counseling. A page printed out to us that they do counseling is not that mom stating that mom has done these counseling sessions. It's just that whoever this website is does counseling.
Okay. So let me ask this, all right? So we've still got, all right, hang on. Let me turn a page here. Okay. She started domestic violence support group. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
Ms. Bird, do you agree with that?
So she did say she was attending. They did say they provide a paper copy at the end of each group. I have not received the paper copy. She did send me a screenshot yesterday, so I do have to look into that screenshot of the domestic violence groups that she said she attended. I did receive those yesterday, so I have to confirm that. So I have not confirmed that domestic violence groups have been completed.
Yeah, you have those. I mean,
Okay, I'm not sure she's saying she's completed them, but she's initiated those and is attending. Is that correct, Ms. Parks?
Yes, ma'am.
How many have you gone to?
I really can't tell you exactly how many, but it's more than 10, and I do it every Thursday. But I haven't gone the last 4 weeks because of the fact that I am at outpatients during that time.
Where were you attending those?
It's through the victims compensation. So the victims thing here in Amarillo. What is it called? I would have to go back and get the exact information for you. It's in my email.
And Your Honor, this has been part of the problem. We don't get straight answers on where she's attending and what it is. It's constantly, I have done this, but I don't remember this person
too.
Okay. Don't interrupt him. I can't hear you both at once.
If she's done more than 10 sessions and they're supposed to be supplying certificates after each and every one. She should be able to tell us who she went to and when she went to. We should not be getting answers of, I don't remember who this is. If you have been doing these services, you should know who this is. And who you've been attending them with. So this is part of our problem through this case.
Yeah, I hear you. So, I mean, Ms. Parks, the burden's got to fall back on you to provide the names of where you've done these things. And hang on, let me finish. Where you've done them, and go to those people and say, I've got to have documentation showing that I was here, I attended these sessions, and then I've got so much left to do. I mean, you're going to have to round up some of that information if you want us to take a look to see if it's acceptable. Otherwise, I mean, we got to get going on these other things. And it may be that we could do what I've done in other cases, is get you back in with an individual counselor who can address all of these things.
I have the information right here.
Okay, well, I'll let you get that to Ms. Bird, and provide that. But you understand what I'm saying? I mean, we got to have some specifics, and we've got to be able to verify, and if we're, because time is definitely, the clock is ticking, and it may be that it makes sense to get you in with an individual counselor and let you do kind of a ramped up schedule to address some of these other areas that we need to talk about.
Inpatient?
I think that's a great idea, Judge. Can we just do that and deal with could we deal with the domestic violence, the counseling, and the TBC mental health part just by going to a counselor and doing it all at once? Does it work that way?
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Ms. Kirksey.
Thank you. At this point, I mean, we've had these continuous issues. I would not recommend, St. Francis would not recommend to just do it all at one point with counseling. I don't know if you saw the recommendations listed on the psychological, but it is very, very extensive, and it should be something that she was working on for the duration of the case. In my opinion, the mental health concern is right up there along with the substance abuse concern. And I think the individual counseling not only will help with reasons of removal, but at this point, we have a positive hair follicle. She self-admitted relapse in February last month, and there was no accountability in that conversation. I think that
hang on. Ms. Parks, again, you can't interrupt because the court reporter can't take you guys both, and I can't hear you both. So let her finish. I'll give you a chance to talk. All right, back up just a bit, Ms. Kirksey.
I apologize. I had a conversation with Ms. Parks over the phone last week on Friday, and we spoke about her, and I can go into detail if you'd like that, but we spoke about the use of methamphetamine in her house a couple of days prior to her drug screen in February, and there was no accountability in that conversation, and I think that individual counseling is a key part to that. So at this point, I really don't love the idea of us condensing all of her services to make it a little bit easier, because I feel like that's cutting corners when she has some serious concerns that she needs to address. I mean, we've had 2 relapses throughout the duration of the case, one happening right before final. At this point, I'm still concerned she could turn around and do her OSAR work services, and 6 months is not a long time to show that she is going to continue sobriety, considering she didn't do it in a year and she did relapse twice. So I don't think that any of my concerns are going to be addressed in condensing the services on her plan at this time. Or her mental health treatment, especially her mental health treatment.
Well, I do, I understand. And I mean, I share your concern about the relapse and all of those issues. And in fact, these are all things that I would assume are going to be factors in any mediated settlement agreement. Because I can't change where we're at. I can't wave a magic wand and change the facts. So, I mean, all of these things are probably going to be factors at mediation. All I'm trying to figure out is there a better way of trying to address some things than another? Okay. I mean, there are cases where I definitely believe that a parent benefits more from that sort of one-stop shopping than them going to different providers. Time is the problem here. So I think, Ms. Parks, if you give that information to Ms. Bird about what domestic violence group you've attended and how many, I think that the individual counseling is very important, and I think you need to return to it and continue with that. I mean, just because you did 12 sessions or whatever, 20 sessions with somebody before, but we're still right here. So whatever you did in those sessions, we're right back having the same problems. So that tells me maybe you didn't get what you needed to out of those. So let's, Ms. Bird, let's try to get her referred in with someone else here and at least get that started. But we've only got so much time between now and June. That being said, we have a dismissal date of September. So I guess if things are going swimmingly well, I can always consider moving that hearing. But again, Ms. Parks, things will have to be going really well at that point. So, I think you need to work the services. I think you need, if you haven't been back to TPC, I think you need to get to TPC. But I think the individual counselor, the drug treatment is number one on the list. The individual counselor to me would be the second thing on the list. And, I think the domestic violence support group is important because of the history, because of your history. I also think that probably could be addressed in individual counseling. And because time is short, I'm going to allow them to address that in counseling. Well, as the counselor is aware of that and knows that that's an area that they need to thoroughly cover. So I will allow that overlap. But the other stuff, needs to be standalone. You need to get with TPC because that's, TPC is your moving forward, regardless of what happens in this case. TPC is out there for you, after we're gone and you're done with us. So that is a really important relationship for you to build right now so that you've got those folks in your corner if and when you need them down the road. So does that, Mr. Eldridge, does that kind of address priorities?
Yes, ma'am. I got it. And I'll get with my client and kind of explain all this stuff and make sure it's very clear.
Okay. Has she done any parenting?
She did complete the parenting classes.
She did complete those?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Okay. So Mr. Hill, anything today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, Zoe's doing really well in her placement, has been in the same placement this entire time. I do recommend that continue. I know there was some discussion about grandmother, and I feel like if that's going to happen, it needs to happen sooner rather than later. I mean, Zoe's been in the same placement for this whole time. And just like I'm a little concerned about the services mom has done, I'm just concerned that we're in limbo with that, with grandma as well. So she's in a very safe placement. She's doing great. I've got no concerns about that. But if we're talking about grandmother, I think we need to do something about that at some point. Those are my concerns.
I couldn't agree more. So everybody's got some really big decisions to be making.
So Judge, just FYI, grandmother's actually there with Mandy.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
What I really would like to see is I'd like for y'all to have like a family team meeting, everybody sit down and really evaluate exactly where we stand in this case. And, you know, if grandmother's a possible placement, what has to happen for that? And, you know, I just think I think it'd be a good idea to get everybody together in one room. So that everybody knows what the expectations are.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what the meeting is about on the 25th? Like next week, they had set up a meeting at St. Francis for my daughter and I to attend. Is that what you're talking?
I was just about to mention that we do have a permanency conference that all of the attorneys and parties are invited to. So that might be a perfect time and place for that.
So the 25th is a full day long docket for all the attorneys, or at least two of the attorneys.
Two of us.
So we won't be able to be present that day, but.
We'll get something else scheduled for you guys that you guys will be able to absolutely be able to attend to. We'll send out an email after.
Okay. Sooner rather than later.
Now the order for the hair follicle and UA will be in today, because as soon as we get finished with you, I will be taking her down there to the BSA to have her screened.
To go to Care Express?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ms. Bird, that'll be there, won't it?
Yes, I sent it. So it should be coming through for my supervisor to approve, and then they should receive it pretty quickly.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So just to be clear, mom's gonna go back to counseling. That will be what it normally is, but it will also wrap in domestic violence component. She's going to get to TPC. She's going to complete her outpatient treatment. And then whatever other services that we normally, that are on her list. If she's completed parenting, I don't know about RBT and I don't know what else she lacks, but if there were some other stuff like that, she needs to get those completed.
Can someone make me a list of what I need to do still? That way I can go by, I can see it on paper.
Yep. We'll make sure that you have that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that mom could get us any certificates or verifications.
Absolutely. So get what you can, Ms. Parks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay then. Go get your drug screens done, and then I will see everybody back on June 17th. But and we'll get the order to mediation out. I think, Ms. Katie, did we determine Mr. Jackson's up on that?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. We'll let him know as well. So I appreciate y'all's patience, and Ms. Parks, make good use of this time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all very much. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Judge, can I speak to Jalissa and Michaela?
I'm just making our record this morning. All right. We'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Honor.
Come on.
I feel half the unknown father, Judge, ready.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the mother. We're both present, ready. Mandy Parks.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Zoe.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Any announcements to make? Are we ready to call witnesses?
I believe we're ready to call witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay. All right then, Mr. Trout, you can call your first witness.
You call Misty front of house, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
And how are you familiar with that case?
I was given this case on February 22nd. Zoe was still in the NIC unit, so I was working with Mandy to help her get clean so that Zoe could come home.
Okay. And how did the department become involved in this case?
Zoe was born positive for meth.
Okay.
Mr. Trout, let me interrupt you real quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
Because of course, I reviewed the court report, but I didn't see anything about, and I wanted to find out I had a question and I apologize, I didn't focus on that from the beginning, but I wanted to know, did you all attempt to mediate the case?
Yes, ma'am, we went to mediation.
Okay. All right. I just don't recall if I saw a letter or something from the mediator. I may have, but all right, sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Go
And
ahead.
Judge, I will say, as far as the mediation, we did it on May 30th. Mr. Jackson, Joel Jackson, was appointed to mediate on that one. He had something come up, so Viva stood in for him and mediated for us that day.
Okay. All right. My apologies for interrupting you. Go ahead.
That's okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Fronterhouse, state again, I'm sorry, you said the department became involved in this case. How?
Because Zoe was born positive for meth.
Okay. And when you began working on the case, were you able to make contact with mom?
Yes.
And what is mom's name?
Mandy Parks.
Thank you, ma'am. Where were you able to make contact with her?
I saw Mandy at her home.
Okay. And did you discuss the reasons for the department being involved?
Yes.
And what was mom's reaction to the reason we were being involved?
Mom was willing to work services. She said that she wanted to become clean so that she could get Zoe back home. Zoe was still in NIC unit, so we were trying to get her clean before she was released.
Okay. And when was that first contact made?
February 22nd.
And did you discuss the allegations with mom?
Yes, sir.
And mom's drug use?
Yes, sir.
Did mom admit to her drug use?
Yes and no. She would kind of go back and forth of, I don't use anymore, I used to use. There were statements that she was tricked to using. So it kind of went back and forth, but she did end up admitting she used.
Okay. When she admitted to use, did she state whether she knew she was pregnant at the time?
No.
Okay.
Not that I recall.
What did you do as far as continuing to work with mom?
We did random drug screens. We did set up a safety plan that she had to be supervised with the child at all times. Mandy had a hard time visiting Zoe at the hospital due to her chair not having a good battery in it. She wasn't able to get on the city bus, so she was completely dependent on her mom to make it up to the hospital. So there weren't a lot of visits while I was involved. The nurses, when she did go, the nurses were concerned though. So we worked a lot on getting her. We got her a different kind of bassinet that we took up to the hospital for her. I'm sorry, I think they're called car seat test for preemies, where they stay 24 hours. I was only involved about a month.
Okay. Did mom drug screen with you multiple times during your involvement?
I had only 3 drug screens. I'm sorry, 3.
Okay. And were any of those positive?
Yes. She had a positive hair follicle on March 27th.
Okay. And were any of those negative screens?
Her very first UA on March 8th was negative.
Okay. Did you say she had a positive hair follicle later?
Yes, and swab also. On the March 18th, she had a swab that was positive, and on March 27th, her hair follicle was positive.
Okay. And did you discuss these screens with mom?
Yes.
Did mom tell you when her last use was?
Yes, she did break down and tell us that she used while she was at the hospital for her 24-hour stay. And then the weekend Zoe was home, that first weekend, she admitted to using.
And did y'all discuss whether the child was in her care at that time?
Yes.
And what was her answer to that?
The child was in her care.
Okay. And so the department worked with mom to try to prevent the removal. by putting in a place safety plan. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
And during that safety plan, mom was using.
Yes.
Okay. And there were some concerns of ability to care and some struggles she was having. Is that correct?
Correct.
But our main issue on this was mom was using during her care of the child.
Yes, sir.
And then you requested the court for removal,
Yes.
and that was granted.
Yes.
Correct. Judge, I would ask to admit exhibit number 4 is affidavit of business records for the drug screens throughout this case. It's a certified copy. This was properly served to all parties and filed in April.
All right, any objection?
No objection.
No objections.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 4 will be admitted.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Trout,
Yes, ma'am.
give me just 1 second. Hang on.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Mr. Trout. I've just gotten notice of something. I'm going to have to take about a 15-minute break at noon.
Okay.
To take another Zoom, but I can leave this feed up, and I should only be maybe about 15 minutes, and I apologize, but anyway, we're good until that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ms. Fronterhouse, during your time on the case, did mom give you a name of an alleged father in the case?
She had given 2 names. I'm sorry, I did not write their names down. Both were in jail, and she wasn't sure which it could be.
Okay. Since you went off of the case, are you aware that paternity testing was run on the 2 names she gave you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And those 2 people were ruled out?
Correct.
Okay. You asked for requested removal of the child, and that was granted, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you discuss with mom reasons for removal and what was happening?
Yes, we did.
Okay. What was mom's reaction to that?
She was very upset. She cried a lot. She apologized a lot. We actually did the removal during FGC, so she knew coming in what was going to happen.
Okay. And our main reason for the removal again was mom's admittance to using drugs while the child was in her care.
Correct.
And it started with the child being born positive for drugs.
Correct.
And you believe at the time, based on the circumstances, it was in the best interest of the child to remove at that time?
Absolutely. Yes.
Where was the child placed?
The child was placed in, I believe it was Plainview.
Okay. At the time you went off of the case, how was the child doing?
She was doing great.
Okay. To your knowledge, was the child having any issues from any type of withdrawals, or did the child have any medical issues?
No, when she was released to the hospital, she was doing well when I had the case.
Okay. But the child was in the NICU for about a month or so?
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Elbridge?
Ms. Fronterhouse, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just now you talk, and you may not have gone this far, but you set up the safety plan, and this may be for a later witness. There's lots of things I've written down from our prior hearings. Do you know, and again, you may not have involved, what service she completed or didn't complete during the time that you were involved?
When I was involved, we didn't have time to complete any of them.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking. Okay, so I don't have any further questions about that, then, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Hill?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Nolan?
Ms. Fronterhouse, you became involved, you said February 22nd?
Yes, ma'am.
And Zoe was born on January 25th, is that correct?
That is correct.
So she had already been in the NICU for some length of time before you became involved.
Correct.
And a month after Zoe's birth, mom was still testing positive on an oral swab?
Yes.
Okay. But was mom made aware back when Zoe was born that Zoe was positive for meth?
Yes.
And so a month later, mom's still using?
Correct.
You had mentioned that that mom had used during the weekend that Zoe was home. How long was Zoe home from the NICU before she was removed?
4 days.
And that's mom admitted use while she was caring for her at home.
Yes.
I pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Trump?
I have no further witnesses, Ms. Fronterhouse, Your Honor. I mean, excuse me, no further questions, Ms. Fronterhouse. I apologize.
Anybody else have any follow-up questions from Ms. Fronterhouse?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, is Ms. Fronterhouse free to go at this time? Any objections?
I have no objection.
No objection.
Okay, then, Ms. Fronterhouse, thank you very much for joining us. You're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, you can call your next witness.
Judge, I'll call Mom, Mandy Parks real quickly.
All right, you may proceed. And just for the record, I want to make it clear on the record, Mr. Dugan is not present, did not announce present. He's not in the waiting room. So I don't think I mentioned that when we were taking announcements. Okay.
And Judge, I would, on that note, I'd also say that he was personally served on October 24th of 2024.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Parks, would you state your name for the record, please?
Mandy Parks.
And Ms. Parks, you are the mother to Zoe, correct?
Correct.
And throughout this case, you were aware of a family plan of service and services to work, is that correct?
Yes.
And during this case, you had some relapses, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. When was your last use?
Well, I guess we'll just go by CPS's eyes because of my incident that happened back in December. But me, I've been sober since April 18th last year.
So your testimony today is that you've been clean and sober since April of last year?
Yes.
Okay. Even though previously you've admitted to relapsing in December?
Well, I admitted to doing the vape thing, that incident, the accidental use, if you want to call it.
Okay. So you used in December?
Yeah, in y'all's eyes, yes.
Okay. Have you been made aware of results of your drug screens?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that your drug screens, at least your hair follicles, are still showing positive for methamphetamines?
I am aware of that. I take medications. I have a list of medications that I gave to my CPS worker. I'm trying to figure out why it's still showing positive because I'm not using.
Okay. And I know you're not a doctor, but are you aware of any medication that would make you test positive for methamphetamine?
It's called what is it called? It's like it's Prozac, let's just say.
Okay.
Yeah, I was aware and I was told by a nurse at the hospital that it can cause.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
All right, sustained.
Well, you are. He asked the question saying you're not a doctor. So I believe she gets to answer the question.
Your Honor, I did. She stated a nurse told me. That's what I was objecting to.
Right. Yeah. She started to testify as to what somebody else had told her.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying by my knowledge and my research that
Hang on. He needs to ask you another question. Just a minute.
Are you aware of any medication that would make you test positive for methamphetamine?
Yes.
And what medication is that?
Prozac, my antidepressant.
Okay. But you are aware, you're saying April of last year was your last use.
Mm-hmm.
We're now 14 months past then, and your hair follicles are still coming back positive for methamphetamine.
Yes, trying to figure out why. I don't understand it.
You're having visits, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And are your visits, at this time, are they still supervised visits?
Yes.
Okay. And where do those take place?
In Pampa.
Okay. Have they changed places a couple of times?
This recently we changed. We started to go to different places. Like we were at McDonald's last week, and I think we're going back to McDonald's this week.
Okay. Is that in Pampa?
Yes.
Okay. At one point, were they changed to Amarillo?
They were supposed to be in Amarillo, but they never made it.
Okay. Do you have issues? You've been able to get transportation to and from Pampa for the visits?
Yes.
Okay. Whether by a friend or by medical?
Yes.
Okay. Have you done any in-person, inpatient rehab? I know there was an incident at the beginning.
Yes, I have my certificate that I graduated from outpatients at the pavilion.
Okay. And what type of outpatient was that?
It was says behavioral health certificate, Northwest Behavioral Health Chemical Dependency Program.
Okay. And was that an outpatient program that complied with what you were being asked to do?
Yes.
Okay. Were you screened during that?
Excuse me?
Were you drug screened during that outpatient?
Yeah, they did one time. That's it.
Just one time?
Yep.
Was it more of a informational outpatient? Or do you have programs to work?
How would I
Define informational.
Judge, objection, somebody's in the background speaking. I don't.
But it's my mother. I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't, it may be your mother, but it doesn't matter. You cannot look to anybody else for answers. So she needs to either leave the room or she needs to remain silent. She cannot suggest answers to you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's all right, but I'm just telling you, she either needs to leave the room or not participate at all.
Okay, can you define information then, or information?
Anything. She can't suggest anything to you. She needs to remain silent.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
I'll re-ask the question, Your Honor. Ms. Parks, was it a step process outpatient that you had program to work through, or was it you went to meetings and received information?
I had programs that I went to, and then I also go to meetings too.
Okay, what type of meetings?
I go to NA meetings.
Okay.
And
how did you go to those?
I go Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay. How long did you do the outpatient?
I did outpatient for like almost 3 months.
Okay. Did you discuss the outpatient program with your caseworker?
Yes.
Okay. And was it approved as an outpatient program under your service plan?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all never had a discussion about it not being compliant with what they were asking you to do?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you ever have that conversation with the lady who did your OSAR?
I went to see her a while back. I can't remember what date exactly, but she couldn't do another OSAR on me because I was saying that I'm clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I did do an OSAR in the beginning of all of it.
Okay. You haven't done a second one?
I went there, but she never did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you complete a parenting class?
Yes.
When did you complete that?
That was back in, oh my gosh, September or something like that. I have the certificate. It's on my phone.
Okay. Was that certificate given to the caseworker?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Was the certificate of completion given to the caseworker?
Oh, yes, right away.
Okay. Have you done, sorry, give me 1 second.
Can I state the fact that I start another program with the chemical dependency thing tomorrow?
Okay. And is that a different program?
Yeah, it's through them, but it's a different program, yes.
Is it an outpatient program?
Yes.
Is this the outpatient program that you were asked to work?
I was approved for this. I mean, I was approved, but she asked me to do this one too.
Okay.
But I did get the certificate for the first one that I did.
Okay. And you completed your rational behavior, is that correct?
Correct.
Individual counseling.
I started that yesterday.
So you have not completed it?
Not completed it, no, because it time setback of all these appointments that I've had and their schedules.
Okay. And we're
That
15 months into this case?
Yes, I know that I didn't get on it, and there's really nothing I can say to make an excuse for that, honestly, except for I should have done it better and faster. But I'm here saying I'm trying now.
But you have, the question is, you have not completed that service, correct?
Not the counseling, no. I'm started it.
Okay, just, Mr. Trout,
Yes, ma'am.
I've got just a couple minutes, but
Okay.
let me see everybody in a breakout room. I mean, not everybody, but let me see the attorneys in a breakout room just real quickly for a quick bench conference, and then
Yes, ma'am.
we'll be quick. So, Mr. Trout, you and Ms. Zavala can go back to room 1. All right. I have heard some things that I'm going to recess this final right now. So we will be in recess. But I'm going to ask Ms. Katie to, I'm going to have to log into this other Zoom, but I'm going to ask Ms. Katie to look at reset dates of this sometime closer to the dismissal date, which is September 19th, but we do need to be back in within 90 days. You all can discuss dates and see if you can't come to an agreed upon date. Ms. Parks, what that means is I'm giving you some extra time. Use it very wisely. And your attorney can talk to you more about that. But just a little bit that I've heard today, I feel like that is the appropriate and fair thing to do. So you all stay here. Miss Katie will talk to you all about some dates. And then after we've got an agreed upon reset date, then everybody will be free to go. On a permanency review, we are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Goodman is making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Child for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Tiffany Browns, my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of Mom. Oakley Chandler, my client's present, and we're ready.
Jay Michelson on. Go ahead.
TD Hammonds for Israel Garza. Ready, Judge. I believe he's joining us.
I do not have him present.
He may be with Oclita.
Yeah, it looks like 2 Oclitas are signed in, y'all.
Oh, yep. All right, we'll find out for sure. So, Mr. Garza and Ms. Chandler, I need you all to get on video if you can, and I need to know who's who. Okay. I'm just gonna change the name on Mr. Garza just so it's easier for everybody. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Michelson.
Sure. Jay Michelson on behalf of Darnell Donald. His whereabouts are unknown, but I'm ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Okay. I've read the report. What do we have new, if anything?
Good morning, Your Honor. Since the court report was filed, Israel has completed his psychosocial, and one individual does have another one scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay, you broke up. Start over. We missed.
Israel's completed his psychosocial assessment. He has completed one individual counseling session. There is one scheduled for tomorrow. He's completed his RBT. He is enrolled in parenting classes. He is employed.
Okay.
Oclita will be finished with her intensive outpatient by Christmas. They report that she's doing well in the outpatient program. She is currently employed as well. And she will start her visits with her children this week.
Okay.
And that's it. They're doing really good.
Miss Brown, outside of the services with mom you just mentioned, what else? Is that all she has to finish up?
Just the outpatient and working on housing for her in Israel.
Okay. And Oclita and Israel, are they living together at this time?
They're living together at Oclita's mother's house.
Okay. I see you're requesting, one of your recommendations is once they, or Mr. Garza finishes his individual counseling, you'd like to see them do couples?
Yes, sir.
How many sessions on the individual counseling does Mr. Garza need?
He needs 5 more.
Okay. And I saw when you said 1, he held up his fingers, he's completed 2. I'll ask him in a second, but he's either done 2 or 3 at this point.
I talked to Jennings Counseling right before this morning's hearing, and they said he attended 1 session on 12/4 and 1 scheduled for tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Okay. So hopefully by maybe the end of the month, they'll be able to roll into couples.
Yes. So the first session was actually his psychosocial assessment.
Okay. I got you. And so do we have who set up, who's going to do the couples? Yeah.
We're going to ask them to go back to Jennings for couples counseling.
Okay. All right. Outside of that, dad's doing what he needs to be doing right now?
Yes.
And mom's is on the right track right now?
Yes.
We just need to get those couple of things knocked out, hopefully by January.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll pass witness hearing.
Okay, Ms. Sapien?
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Brown, is it possible for Mr. Garza to finish individual and then for them to have enough time to complete a co-parenting or couples counseling?
Typically, yes. In my experience, yes.
Okay, how long are you wanting them to attend this couples counseling?
We usually ask for 6 sessions, but also go off the recommendation of the counselor, if they feel like they need it or don't need it.
So that would be about 11 weeks left of counseling for Mr. Garza and Ms. Chandler, correct?
It depends on how it's scheduled. If they were to do a weekly session versus bi-weekly, it could get done quicker.
Okay, so the couples counseling can be done more than 1 session per week?
We would ask at least 1, yes, if they can schedule it that way. Either way we pay for it, but scheduling usually is the burden of the client. But we'll pay for at least 6 sessions.
I understand it's their job to schedule it. I'm just wondering if that's an option to do more than 1 session per week.
Yes, if they can.
When you say them, do you mean, or they, are you talking about Jennings?
Jennings and the client. It's whatever's, their schedules, because both Oclita and Israel work.
And then you mentioned that the only other thing Miss Chandler needs to work on is work on housing. Is there an issue with her current house?
I don't know what their long-term plan is. If their long-term plan is to live there, then we would have to look at the home to see if it's prepared to receive 3 children.
Okay, so if she's planning on staying where she currently is, she just needs to let you know.
I have met with Oclita's mom before, and it was my understanding through our conversation that she was not going to allow Israel to move in if that was a barrier to the kids coming home. And I haven't had another conversation with Oclita's mother since then regarding if she would allow the children and Oclita and Israel to live there.
Okay, so my question is, if she intends to remain there, she would just need to let you know so you could investigate that.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Okay, Mr. Michelson?
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't have any additional information to report other than what Tiffany Brown reported in the permanency report. It appears that Ms. Brown went to Darnell Donald's mother's house and found it abandoned. And I don't know if she's had any further contact with Mr. Donald.
Ms. Brown, have you been up with training family?
No, sir.
Okay, then Mr. Hammonds?
Miss Brown, you mentioned, Oclita's mother would not let Israel in the house if it became an issue with him being there as far as the children returning. Right now, the department has no issue with Israel, correct?
At the moment, no.
I mean, he's tested clean, he's gotten a job, he's hit the ground running like you wanted him to since he got back in September, correct?
Initially, we did not know where he was staying at. He had refused to give us an address until I pressed further, and he finally gave me Oclita's mother's address. So we've established that he's living there with Oclita.
Okay, would you say over the last month to 6 weeks, he's become more cooperative with you?
Yes.
And he's doing what you want him to do?
Yes.
And other than him leaving Talia with some people that the department did not want him to leave her with, the department had no problems with him even prior to him going to SafeP, correct?
Prior to him going to SafeP, it's my understanding that he was not engaged in service. Only recently, since he's been released from the program, has he engaged in services and hit the ground running.
All right, but Talia was placed with him, correct?
Yes, she was under certain guidelines. Yes, she was.
Okay, and then before he could begin services, he had to go to SafeP, correct?
No, there was a period of time where he was not in SafeP and had an opportunity to work services, and he did not.
Okay, but you would agree with me there might have been a month before him having to go to court that he knew he was going to have to go into custody.
That I cannot confirm or deny.
Well, I mean, it would have been difficult for him to begin services knowing that in a month he was going to have to stop services. You understand that?
Cannot confirm or deny that, sir. I was not the caseworker at that time.
Okay, but you would agree with me that it would be rather futile for him to go to 2 counseling sessions, for instance, and then have to go to SafeP for 9 months and then have to begin over when he got back.
I would not agree with that.
Okay, but in your experience, how long you been doing this?
4 years.
Okay, in your experience, if somebody begins services and then there's a gap, for instance, 9 months at SafeP, is it your recommendation or St. Francis' recommendation that they start from scratch? They go over number 1, number 2 again as far as parenting, counseling, things of that nature?
My understanding of that time period was that there was a blue warrant out, not that he had knowledge that he would be going in, but that he went in because he failed to report to probation. So I cannot confirm that he knew he was going in. I can only say that he was not doing what he was supposed to and got locked up for it.
Okay, let's just assume for a moment that he knew he hadn't done what he was supposed to on parole and that he was in trouble. Can you agree with me on that?
Yes.
And generally, if you haven't done what you're supposed to on parole, there are going to be consequences. Has that been your experience?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have nothing further, Judge.
All right, Ms. Zavala?
Ms. Brown, visits had been stopped with mom for a while. Was it because of not getting clean drug screens?
Correct.
Okay, so when you said just a moment ago that visits are going to start up, are they starting this week?
They're starting tomorrow. She'll have her first visit.
Okay, When did she provide her first clean drug screen?
First clean, it was December 2nd.
So in addition to the other concerns that you've talked about, we do need to monitor for a period of sobriety, correct? Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation today?
Your Honor, may I ask Ms. Brown one question to follow up?
Sure.
Ms. Brown, is it true that Ms. Chandler provided a clean UA first in October of 2024?
No, that's not true.
Her UA was positive?
He sent her to screen in October, and we had a court hearing in October, and she was positive on her hair follicle as well as a alcohol screen.
My question is, UA for drug screen, was she
She was
negative?
positive in her hair follicle.
My question is her UA.
Her UA was, I believe, it was negative.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further.
All right, does anybody else have any questions for Ms. Brown?
No, Judge.
No, Judge.
Okay, I'm looking at, I'm looking at the time that we have left in this. And I'm concerned about the counseling, what we have left to do. But we have an absolute dismissal date of March 14th. Our final was set for February 11th. Ms. Katie is indicating we could set it for March 4th at 9 o'clock or on March 11th, but that's spring break week, so I know that's a problem for a lot of folks. So I'd rather do it on the March 4th date. That gives a little bit more time for them. So I guess the question is, would the March 4th date work for everybody?
It works for me.
Works for me.
Fine for TD Hammonds.
Works for me, Your Honor.
Okay.
Judge, I do have one more question for Ms. Brown real quick.
Go ahead.
Ms. Brown, as to that, is there any way to start some of the couples counseling while dad is still finishing, or does he have to be done with individual before we can start couples counseling?
It's preferred that he would finish that first and then start couples, but I can call Jennings and make the ask.
Okay, or if he's at least halfway through with it, maybe not right off the bat, but halfway through, 3 of his 5 or 6 sessions, and then maybe start up that just to kind of alleviate some of the time pressure.
They usually work with us when they know the situation.
Thank you, ma'am.
And even though you trailed off there, Mr. Trout,
I'm sorry, Judge.
you that was my thinking exactly. So no, I would like to try to accelerate it if we can. Okay, Ms. Zavala, you have a recommendation to make?
Yes, Your Honor. The children continue to do very well in placement. They are thriving there and they're placed all together. I do recommend that continue.
All right, then. Okay, today I'm going to find that the parents are in compliance at this time, but that I find there's a continuing danger to return the children home today. I think we've got some critical services to wrap up. I'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'm going to continue placement. I'm fine with the visitation starting up. And let's see if we can't accelerate the counseling situation. All right, so then we will reset, and our new date for our final will be March 4th of 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket.
And Judge, on the couples counseling, we making that an order today with our service plans?
That's fine with me. Yes, please. Yeah, so we'll order the couples counseling. And I really, like I said, I'm good with it beginning before he completes individual if we can. Okay.
And just for the record's purposes, Judge, you said you making a ruling that parents were in compliant, but we're only talking about Ms. Chandler, Mr. Garza, Mr. Donald not in compliant.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Mr. Donald, still no real contact, so there would be definitely be danger to returning children home to Mr. Donald, and he is not in compliance. Okay, thank you all very much. Ms. Chandler and Mr. Garza, I'm glad that you all are making some good progress here, so let's keep the fire going.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank y'all. Everybody have a good day, and I'll
Thank you,
see you
Judge.
back March 4th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Brown.
We are here on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Goodman's making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Avery Hoganson is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Stacy Zabala on behalf of Beto.
Okay.
And
What do
no,
we have
Judge,
new?
to
I'm
answer
sorry.
that question, I have not gotten a signature from Mr.
Okay. All right. What do we have new since their court report was filed?
Delaney's is making great progress on her service plan. She goes on drug screens when I ask her to, has been all negative. She has great support from her family. We are actually scheduled to staff a reunification plan with my PD, and we will get a reunification calendar put in place, that'll work with Mrs. Alanis' schedule, and it will be sent to all legal parties after it's approved by my director. But really no updates. Everyone's doing great.
Okay.
Ms.
Sounds good.
Hoganson, have we gotten another name? We have an unknown dad at this time. Do we have any other names? Has mom given you anything?
No, sir.
Thank you, man.
Let's see. We had, okay. I'm going back to look. We had Mr. Rivera. Have we got genetic testing on him?
Please, so Your Honor, let me get back into the
See.
case quick.
I know we were testing two dads that were in TC.
Yes, ma'am. I believe we got those back in September. Let's see.
We had Juan Jose Montez
And Julian Rivera.
and Julian Rivera,
And both of those results were filed on 9/10 and both were ruled them out.
okay.
We
Somehow
not
we missed getting Mr. Rivera dismissed out, maybe. Have we?
Let me see.
And maybe we just missed getting him out of our system, but I'm just trying to make sure.
Maybe it looks like we did a motion for partial non-suit on both of them
Okay.
on 9/20.
Okay. All right. So we'll get him out of our system too. Okay. All right. Sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to know where we were at with that. So we're just down to the unknown father.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, and Judge, I only see the order on Mr. Montez. I don't see a signed order on Mr. Rivera. No, they were both in the same order. Sorry.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, I got to meet with Beto at Aunt's house. He's amazing. Aunt had very positive things to say about Mom. In line with all the reports that she's doing what she should. It seems like it's going to be a good reunification and that there will be continued family support there for Mom. So I am on board with the reunification.
All right, excellent. What kind of time frame are we looking at, Ms. Hoganson?
For the reunification, normally it's 8 weeks monitored by us. We go weekly, and then after that, we kind of back off and change it to once every 2 weeks.
When's sort of the target to have child home with Mom?
I'd say mid mid-March or early March. After, to complete the reunification, I'm sorry.
Ms.
Okay.
We're set for a final on this case in February.
Yeah.
And we got our extension date, the end of the date is February 14th. So when are we looking at being able to get the child in the home?
Most likely in the next 2 weeks or early January.
Okay. You said you're working on the reunification plan?
Yes, we're staffing it tomorrow.
Okay, all right. So it is possibly doable after your staffing to try to get them in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. To give us enough time to monitor before we run out of time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, that's where I was headed. Thank you.
And Your Honor, just for the record, we're getting real close to Christmas. I have no objection to him being placed in the home for Christmas. I mean, I assume that would be the next question. So.
I don't have any objection to that. So let's try to make it by Christmas. Okay, Ms. Alanis, you have done lots of great work. Thank you so much. And just keep up the good work once Beto gets home. Okay, I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I will continue the child's current placement. We'll move forward with the reunification plan, find that there's not a continuing danger to return the child to mom under the reunification plan, and that she's in compliance with her services. And I will see everybody back on the final February 11th, 2025, and that's on a 9 o'clock docket. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Hudson.
Review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Goodman's making our record. Okay, we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Jennifer Campos is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Jeff Hill on behalf of respondent father Salah Omar in the Salim case. He's not present. He's still in the county jail. Judge, I'm ready.
Stacey Grant on behalf of Ayan Abukar, Your Honor, and I have not had contact with the client to be here today.
Stacey Zavala on behalf of the child.
Okay, Ms. Campos, I've reviewed the court report. What do we have new since that was filed?
Aaliyah's doing well. She is setting up by herself for the most part. She is eating fine. She's gaining weight. She actually just graduated from the NICU program that they do for NICU babies. So that's a good thing. She's doing very well. She's growing. She's doing all the things. She's so happy. I love seeing her. She's, she's not where she's supposed to be, but she's getting there. She's in physical therapy and speech therapy. And they're working really hard, and they're proud of her progress. She does have some shape. Her head is shaped not normally. I don't know how to really say. So they're gonna try a helmet and put on her and see if it'll correct it. So they're supposed to go, I believe, next week to do that. Other than that, she's doing good.
Okay. Great. Happy to hear it. Have we had any further contact with either parent?
So I do go see Sala monthly in the Potter County Jail. He says he doesn't know when he's going to get out or anything like that. I have tried to reach mom. And the last I talked to her, she told me she was in Michigan, and I haven't heard from her since. I did do a binder search yesterday. I'm just waiting for those results to come back to see if maybe she's in Nebraska.
Okay, her mom's in Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
So have we had any further progress with the maternal grandmother on an ICPC?
No, she did reach out to me again and asked me to contact her on Monday. So I'll call her on Monday with the translator.
Okay.
So we keep hitting and missing each other.
Ms. Coates, I got one quick question for you.
Yeah.
I know you haven't had contact with mom in a while, but your report says that a UA was done on her and it was negative. When was that done?
When we had court the last time, when it was court ordered. So 3 months ago.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because that just the way it read. I wanted to make
Sorry.
sure you hadn't had it been and able to get in touch with her for that.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Have we even been able to inquire, is she at maternal grandmother's home?
I have not. Like I said, the last time, she said she was in Michigan, and that was the last I heard from her. I've tried to reach out. I did ask maternal grandmother if she was there, and she said no.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's true or not.
All right.
But you're going to meet with her with an interpreter on Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And we can inquire about that through the interpreter.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Okay. Ms. Grant?
Pretty much the same information as Ms. Campos, Your Honor. The number that we have to reach her on, it was no answer, and now nothing happens. It doesn't ring or anything. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we're looking for her as well. And Ms. Campos is always willing to share information with us when she finds it, but we just don't have anything in addition to her.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Hill?
I have nothing to add, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, Aaliyah's doing amazing in placement. She's precious. My huge concern is this ICPC with grandma, and I would hate for us to get to a situation where the child's been in care for a year and we just start the ICPC, which puts us back months and months. So that to me is the urgency right now, is just figuring out, are we doing an ICPC, getting that started if we are, because we're pretty far along in this case.
Yeah, we are. So Ms. Campos, I think the more, obviously, and I think you know this, the more information we can get out of maternal grandmother, the better. You know, to have some feeling about whether this is even going to fly. You know, if mom is living there and has nowhere else to go, and you know that's going to be a barrier. And I mean, you know better than I do. So,
yeah.
Let's just try to get as much information as we can. All right, then. So I have one really quick question. When a child graduates from the NICU program, do they get a little teeny tiny diploma?
I don't know. I don't know.
A little baby size.
If they don't, they really should give them a little teeny tiny diploma.
I want to see the cap and gown.
You know, something that weighs about 0.3 ounces. Okay. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue your replacement. Find the parents are not in compliance, and that there would be a continuing danger to return the child home, and if possible, in fact, with the father. Mr. Hill, have you talked with him about whether he's wanting any genetic testing or anything?
Let me look at my notes. I don't think he's requested. He hasn't requested any, Judge, but I'll address it with him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been served and all of that, but I think just pose the question, because if he does want it, we need to get on it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, then I'll see everybody back February 25th of 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket. Thank you all very much, and I apologize again. I appreciate your patience.
Thank y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you, Jeremy.
We're here on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom for live streaming, and Ms. Goodman is making our record this morning. All right. We'll take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Michelle Silva is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of Jessica Davidson, mom. I have not had any contact with my client, but I am present and ready.
Lauren Lucero, guardian ad litem for the mother, Jessica Davidson, Your Honor. I'm ready. I have also reached out to Ms. Davidson, have had no contact.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the father, Henry Royce, and I've not been able to locate him. I did a search this past week and I can't find anything.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Joshua.
Okay, then, Ms. Silva, if you'll update us since your court report was filed.
Joshua is doing very well in his placement in Minnesota. He is adjusting well. He is having a good time with his brother. He is doing well bonding with the Vaughns, and he's thriving. He's doing really good.
All right. And they're licensed to adopt?
Yes.
And want to adopt, correct?
Yes.
And they are relatives?
Yes.
Okay. So it's almost a perfect world then.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
And Ms. Silva, just on mom, I know months ago you had some contact with her, but when was the last time you were actually able to get in touch with her?
I think it was before August. I've called both phone numbers. Later in the day, yesterday, I did get a call back, and it's somebody else's phone number now that I have. It was a guy named Juan, so she no longer has the phone number. She did have a Wi-Fi phone number, but they're not going through either. So.
And she's not. You haven't been able to find in any of the places that she was in before?
No, I was able to like drive around, look for her, but she's not anywhere.
So at this point, you're not sure if she's even in Amarillo anymore?
I'm not sure. No.
Any family or anybody that you've been able to talk to, placement, do they have any contact with her?
I've asked, and they've asked family. Nobody has heard from her, so I've gotten nothing.
Okay. And Judge, we'll be filing for that to publish online because we've not got her served yet. So that should be coming through any day now.
Okay.
And then we'll get her published on.
All right. What about Mr. Royce? Anything new or different with respect
No. When I was in Minnesota, I did speak to placement, and they didn't have any information for him either.
Okay. All right. Well, do they understand if they get any contact from them that's like super important, maybe that we be able to try to talk to parents?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Sapien, anything to add today?
Nothing to add, Judge.
Okay, and Mr. Eldridge.
No, Your Honor, I don't have anything.
Okay, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, Joshua's doing great. We got to meet the family when they came down here. He is placed with his brother. He gets regular contact with his cousins. And we get great updates and pictures, and I feel really good about where he is.
Your Honor, it's Lorraine Lucero. I had a question for Ms. Silva.
Yeah.
Ms. Silva.
Sorry, Lorraine. I apologize.
You're fine. Ms. Silva, when you got a phone call from Juan with that phone number, did you actually speak with her, or who did you speak with yesterday?
I spoke with Juan. He said that he didn't know who I was looking for. So
okay. I just wanted to be clear on that.
He had just gotten the phone number. So
okay. Yeah. And that was my question. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anybody have anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue the child's current placement, find a continuing danger to return the child home. Parents are not in compliance with service plans. And I'll see everybody back for our final on March 20th of 2025 on a 9 o'clock docket. I apologize, y'all. My light went off again, so I'm working in the dark here. Lorraine, that's why I missed you. I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
you're fine. You're fine. Thank you.
And I know some of you would say I'm working in the dark most of the time, but
You still look bright and shiny to us. though, guys.
That's true.
and
That's
you,
true.
well, you would be correct that I'm working in the dark most of the time. But anyway, okay. Well, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you back in March.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I know Miss Sapien's on your next one. Can I speak to her and Lorraine just real quick? It won't take
Yeah.
2 seconds.
So
And I need to run down the hallway.
we're gonna we'll take the break here and let y'all talk. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Let me get y'all set up. Request for court-ordered services.
Thank you,
We are
Ms.
conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Goodman's making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Morning, Judge. Eugene Graff and Alexis Valenzuela on behalf of the department. Present, ready, proceed.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of respondent mom, Ms. Patterson, my client is present.
She says she's muted again.
Muted again. Okay.
Okay, I couldn't read it.
Ms. Patterson, I'm going to send you a prompt. Let's see if you can respond to that. There we go.
Okay. My client's present. We're ready, Your Honor, and we do, my client is in agreement to work services.
Casey Zavala on behalf of the children.
All right, great. Okay, then. Mr. Groff, just let's go through and make sure what all the department's asking for Ms. Patterson to do.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I'll just note that's kind of what we expected. Mom has worked pretty well with Ms. Valenzuela. So, but what we'd like her to work on, and what I understand is the agreement, the services would include some individual counseling, domestic violence training, attendance at a local parenting class, as well as any services that may be identified as the children needing to participate in. But at this point in time, it's just those 4 for the mom.
Okay, great. Okay, Ms. Sapien, does that sound like what y'all have talked about and agreed to?
Yes, Judge, that's our understanding.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Zavala, you think this is in the best interest of the children?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Let me just ask, Ms. Patterson, you understand it's critically important that you not allow Mr. Simmons back in the home or around the children and all of that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Concern for your safety. There's concern for the children's safety. So it's really important if he shows up that you take the action that you need to, and that's to call law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right then. I appreciate you willingness to work with us. We want to work with you, and we want to make this a positive experience and a good outcome. So I appreciate your cooperation.
Okay.
All right then. I do find it is in the best interest of the children that we do these court-ordered services, and I'll enter that order. And we will have a compliance hearing February 18th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Your attorney will make sure you know what time to log in. And that's just an informal thing to check in and see how everything's coming along, and see if there's anything additional we need to work on, or if we're ready to dismiss out of the case. That's possible too. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. I appreciate everybody, and I'll see you back in February.
What was that date in February, Judge? I'm sorry.
February 18th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We'll get that order out. And this was my last matter. So with your permission, I'll sign off.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry we're running so behind.
In Washington, every December docket is always crazy. This is pretty mild by comparison. So thank you.
All right. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thanks.
Well, I'm concerned that we haven't been able to reach him. So, I'm wondering if we need to do a reset. This is our first setting.
Whatever the court wants to do, Your Honor. Like I said, I've been in touch with Mr. Michelson on some other cases. I just haven't talked to him about this one.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where he stood on this.
Yeah, well, like I said, he was with us off and on all morning, so Miss Katie is proposing the 19th at 9. Ms. Reeb, I want you to have the opportunity, obviously, to talk to your lawyer, so.
Yes, ma'am.
Would that work for?
It works for me.
We hope it worked for Mr. Michelson. Okay, let's just reset to the 19th at 9 o'clock, and we'll confirm that with Mr. Michelson, and then we'll, make sure everybody knows that that's a definite date. So, Ms. Reed, between now and then, that'll give you some opportunity for you all to talk about this hearing, and then we will just leave everything in place right now. The order for protection will remain in effect, obviously, and I'll see everybody back then on the 9th. Or no, not the 9th.
19th.
19th. Okay.
December 19th, right?
Ma'am,
Yes.
is there any way that I could request another a court-appointed attorney? Because I've had trouble getting in contact. I think this is the same one that I had last time.
I don't know off the top of my head, and my coordinator may know that.
I believe he was on the last case, Your Honor.
Which we have concluded, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Ms. Reeb, I'll go ahead and substitute somebody. We'll have to double check and make sure that they can be here on the 19th, but we'll substitute somebody today. And I'll make sure that you get that information and start contacting your new attorney. Miss Katie, any idea who that might be? Let's let her look real quick. I tell you what, Ms. Lucero is in the waiting room.
And Judge, I was just looking at the docket for the 19th and she's on it. So that's who I was going to suggest.
Okay, let me bring her in and just tell her she's going to be getting a new appointment. Let's make sure she can do the 19th.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm bringing you in on an adversary case that we have set right now. Ms. Reeb, who is on screen, Jessica Reeb, we had appointed Mr. Michelson to represent her. He represented her in another case. We're not sure where he is, and we haven't been able to touch base with him, but she's requested to be appointed a different counsel.
Okay.
And so we're trying to reset this case for December 19th. And so you were sort of up next, and we had you in the waiting room, and you were on that docket. So I wondered if that's good, and then I could put you, Ms. Reeb, in a breakout room real quickly, and y'all could exchange information at least.
Okay, that'll work.
I know you have this other hearing with us, so
okay,
you got a couple minutes, but if that works, does the 19th, will that work for you to put something?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Okay, great. Okay, Ms. Reeb, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Ms. Lucero.
Okay.
You're going to get a prompt on your screen, and it's going to be, it'll say like join room 3, and you can just accept that.
Okay.
We are conducting, and then you can leave from there. We are live streaming, and Ms. Goodman is making our record this morning. Okay, we'll go ahead this afternoon now. So, all right, we'll take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of Melissa Rivera Zuniga. I do not anticipate my client to be here today, but I'm present and ready.
Lauren Lucero on behalf of Jesus Zuniga, Your Honor. I'm present and ready, and I do not expect Mr. Zuniga to be present today.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Esmariah, who's with us today.
Shelby Stashy with CASA.
All right, thank you all. Okay, Mr. Trout, who's your first witness?
Your Honor, first, before we start on the witnesses, I would ask if we can take judicial notice of the reports in the affidavit that was filed for the removal in this case, as to the reasons for the removal.
All right, any objection, counsel?
No objection.
No objection.
Okay, court will take judicial notice of those items.
And Your Honor, in light of that, I will not be needing Ms. Kelsey White to testify before me today if we could release her.
All right, counsel, any objections to that?
No objection.
No objection.
No objection.
Okay, Ms. White, thank you very much for your time today. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Bye.
And how are you familiar?
I am the worker for that case.
And today we're here on a final hearing. Did you receive the exhibits that I sent out?
Yes, I did.
We'll start with exhibit number 1. Did the respondent mother, Melissa Rivera Zuniga, execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment on the 13th day of June 2024?
Yes.
Have you had the opportunity to review that relinquishment?
Yes.
Did Ms. Rivera Zuniga sign that relinquishment?
Yes, she did.
Were there 2 witnesses?
Yes, they were.
Is it notarized?
Yes.
Has the department consented to being the managing conservator of the child?
Yes.
And was that filed with the court on June 17th of 2024?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask to admit exhibit number 1 is the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment that was just testified to.
All right, any objection, counsel?
No objection.
No objection.
All right, petitioner's exhibit 1 is admitted.
Ms. Cook, are you asking the court today to terminate the parental rights of Melissa Rivera Zuniga as to Esmariah based solely upon the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes.
And do you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
Yes, I do.
Do you receive what I sent out, exhibit number 2?
Yes.
Did the respondent father, Jesus Zuniga, execute an affidavit of voluntary relinquishment on the 13th day of June 2024?
Yes.
Did he sign the relinquishment?
Yes.
Have you had the opportunity to review that relinquishment?
I have.
Were there 2 witnesses to the relinquishment?
Yes.
Is it notarized?
Yes.
Has the department consented to being the managing conservator of the child?
Yes.
Was this filed with the court on June 17th of 2024?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask to admit exhibit number 2 is the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment that was testified to and filed with the court.
Any objection?
No objection.
No objection.
Petitioner's exhibit 2 will be admitted.
Ms. Cook, is the department today asking to terminate the parental rights of Jesus Zuniga based solely upon the affidavit of voluntary relinquishment?
Yes.
And do you believe that that is in the best interest of the child?
I do.
How's Esmariah doing?
She's doing really well, especially here recently. Really engaging in therapy and working on goals. And she's meeting those goals and hopefully leveling up, and hopefully we can get her in a less restrictive placement here pretty soon if we keep meeting those goals. So she's doing really well.
Now the parents who relinquished are also Esmariah's grandparents, correct?
Correct.
And there's contact going on between grandmother and Esmariah and counseling. And the plan is for that to continue.
Yes.
And there are also siblings placed with grandparents.
Yes, there are.
And is there any sibling contact going on at this time?
Right now they're writing letters back and forth.
And the plan is for all of that contact to continue, correct?
Yes, to continue and hopefully grow.
And that is important to Esmariah and to grandparents in this situation.
Yes, it's very important for both.
Terminating the parental side of their relationship opens some doors for Esmariah as far as placements. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you do believe that going this route at this time is in the best interest of the child?
Yes, I do.
And that is what you'd ask the court to do today.
Yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Sapien, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lucero?
No questions.
Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Ms. Cook, Mr. Trout addressed the issues regarding grandparents, that they're still going to remain grandparents to Esmariah, correct?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. There were two other issues that I emailed you about. It looks like Esmariah is a little unsure if she's placed in the right grade. She thinks that maybe she needs to be in 10th grade instead of 9th grade. Do you know if all of the school records were able to be transferred to where she is?
Yes, they were all, and she did not finish the second semester of her freshman year. So that's where we're at.
Okay. But it appears that all the relevant school records have been sent over, and that's where she needs to be based on attendance and not finishing before.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. The second issue may have resolved itself by now, but last week she mentioned to me a medication change and how it wasn't feeling great. Can you continue to just check in on Esmariah on her meds to make sure that levels out or is adjusted?
Yes, I definitely can.
Okay, and I know that placement was working on getting that reviewed, and they were just kind of monitoring. I just want to make sure that everybody's aware that we need to monitor that situation.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Anybody have any further questions?
I have no further questions, Your Honor. I'd rest closed.
Okay. All right. Ms. Sapien, anything to present today?
I have nothing to present, Your Honor. I'll rest and close.
Okay. All right. Ms. Lucero?
Nothing to present, Your Honor. I'll also rest and close.
Okay. And Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, first of all, I just want to make sure that Esmariah knows that we're all hearing how great she's doing and that we're all very proud of her. I do believe that this relinquishment for the parents does offer up some additional possibilities in terms of placement, and we've discussed that. I do believe that's in Esmariah's best interest. And so I do think that termination based on those relinquishments is in her best interest. And I just want to say she's doing really good.
Okay, great. All right, and Casa?
I just want to kind of reiterate how well Esmariah is doing. It kind of took her a minute, but she's doing really good in her program and meeting some goals. Every time she calls, we just kind of reiterate that we need to keep working on those goals and how proud I am of her. I don't really have anything else to add but that.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right, since she's with us, Esmariah, is there anything you want to tell us today or anything you want to ask me?
No.
Okay, well, all of us are really, really proud of the progress you're making. So just keep up the good work, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right then. Ms. Vala, let's see, did you say you rested and closed?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay. All right then. At this time, then I find by clear and convincing evidence it is in the best interest of the child Esmariah to terminate the parental rights between the child and Melissa Rivera Zuniga and Jesus Zuniga based on the voluntary affidavits of relinquishment of parental rights. And I will name the department as the permanent managing conservator of the child. At this time, I'll dismiss all court-appointed counsel with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will stay as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Ms. Stashy, do you know, does CASA wish to remain in the case? I hope so.
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. I want to leave CASA on board. And then, of course, just kind of as a clarification, then all the contact and everything that's going on between grandparents and Esmariah and her siblings, I absolutely want that to continue. As long as that's all positive, we want that to keep going on and hopefully build on that. So Even though they may not have parental rights anymore, they're still grandparents, they're still a support system for her. And so, you know, as Mariah, this is kind of a legal distinction, but anyway, I'm hopeful that will open some more doors for future placements. So, okay. Council, just as always, if you're instructed to file an appeal, be mindful that we need a final order signed and adopted by the referring court. And of course, any de novo requests, your time does begin to run since I've announced in court. All right. I think we've covered it all. Anybody have any questions?
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. No. All right. Esmeralda, you can go on and back about your day. We're done here, and I'm glad you logged in with us. It's good to see you. All right. Thank you all very much. Jody, appreciate your help this morning.
No problem, Judge.
Yeah, no, just sport that tan in front of us in a short sleeve.
I don't even think about it. It's 80 degrees.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
See y'all later.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.